One Piece chapter 1023. Oda, you are absolutely insane. I just want to say these chapters are absolutely fire, and I'm so excited for the next chapter. But before I jump right into the video, I just want to say something real quick. I am so close to 200 subscribers, and if you could help me reach that goal, I would greatly appreciate it. I cover a variety of manga and anime based content on the channel, such as One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, and a bunch of different other animes and mangas that are coming soon. If you enjoy the content that I put out, and if you want to help me and want to support me, please just hit the subscribe button. It helps me a tremendous amount. You have no idea. Also, if it helps you get through the video faster, feel free to go to the YouTube video and actually forward the speed. If you guys didn't know, this is actually a trick you can do. You can go on YouTube and actually forward times 2 times 1.5 the speed, up the speed, to help you get through the video a little bit faster. If it helps you intake some of the information just that bit faster, just a little tip just to help you out, if it helps you get through these videos a little bit faster. But without further ado, let's just jump right into the video because we have a lot to talk about. So of course Oda wouldn't leave us hanging. We start the chapter off with Sanji and Zoro, still fighting King and Queen, and they did get a good shot in last chapter, but it doesn't look like it did any damage at all, which is obviously because I don't really think that damage was to try to take him out. It was really just to send him back so they wouldn't really try to attack Marco or anything like that. And I'm so glad that we actually get to see these guys actually go toe to toe in this chapter. This is going to be a really amazing fight, and I cannot wait for this to get animated. And what's actually interesting is that, during this whole scuffle between King and Queen, obviously the samurai and Kawamatsu are trying to keep outsiders from interfering with the fight, because obviously they don't want to slow Sanji and Zoro down, right? But Marco is actually having a flashback about something that Whitebeard was telling him about. It's something that have to do with gods and everything like that. And obviously I don't really want One Piece to really take the direction of focusing too much on gods and everything like that, but it is dope to find out that how Marishwa used to be, right? And King's race obviously being from the Red Line, it's funny to find out that they weren't the only things up there. So I wonder if the celestial dragons aren't the actual gods that they're claimed to be, which is kind of obvious, right? But if maybe they're just posing as that so that the real people Emu and everybody can stay hidden in the background for some reason. I don't know what reason that could be. That's a theory for another day. Let's get back to the chapter though. But Izo actually ends up having to save Marco, because Marco obviously isn't really paying attention to the fight, but Marco claims to know that Izo would have saved him regardless. And Marco asks Izo a question, because I guess the whole flashback is just triggering his curiosity, and he asks Izo, hey, do you believe in gods? And Izo is obviously okay, obviously you must be drunk. You're acting like Whitebeard when he got drunk. So why would you bring that all of a sudden? But we cut back over to the Zoro and Sanji fight, which I'm guessing that ties back into later on in the chapter when Hiroguro was remarking how Zoro looks so much like Ryuma, and Ryuma is actually apparently from Ryuma from Thriller Bark. I don't know if he's the same Ryuma that they were referencing, because they were referencing a god named Ryuma and everything like that. So it's kind of saying Zoro is fulfilling not a prophecy because he brought Shisui back, but he's just it seems like it's fate that he's here right now, because he showed a resemblance the god Ryuma, which is interesting because it ties back into this whole god theory and everything like that. Let me know what you guys think is going on right now. Let me know if you think where Oda's gonna take this story in the comments below. But something that's actually really interesting to take note of is that Sanji is not really feeling he's still in the fight, but he's not really feeling as 100% as he would. And you probably thinking that it would come from the beating he got from Black Maria, but no, actually it's him wearing the raid suit. Initially what I thought was wrong is because the whole King situation when King tried to impale him when he had the raid suit and everything, right? And obviously the raid suit saved his life. I don't know what's going on, which later on in the chapter I feel we get some hints as to what may be going on with Sanji over what has been going on with Sanji all along, right? But it's interesting to see that the raid suit is taking some effect on Sanji. I hope that doesn't really play a big factor in it, because if anything, Zoro should be in worse shape than Sanji, and I just hope that Sanji still gets his chance to shine, which he's still shining in this chapter, but he hasn't really had that moment of oh wow, this is Sanji's big moment, you feel me? The other Straw Hats have had. Well, not really Usopp, but we're not really expecting Usopp to have a big grand moment. What Nami did was pretty insane. What Robin did was insane. Jinbei, so on and so forth type deal. I just want Sanji to have his moment, and I'm assuming we're gonna get that very soon. But take note, the raid suit is messing with Sanji in some way or fashion. Let me know in the comments below also what you think about that. I'm asking you guys a lot of questions, forgive me. But back to the chapter. Sorry. But yeah, to coincide with the point I was making, Queen actually points out how all of like Judge's kids are enhanced, right? And he's basically saying that maybe, well, he's not saying maybe, he thinks that Sanji's legs is augmented like the rest of his like siblings and everything like that. And Sanji's just like, nah, you know, he's a regular human and everything like that. And it actually, you know, I never really thought about it like that, which Queen is actually making a lot of sense like that. No human can just regularly like burst into flames, right? Unless he's one of King's races, which, you know, Queen name dropped the race. So if you actually wanted to know what King's race is called, I think it's called Lunarian. Hopefully I think I murdered that. Did I just get that first try? Lunarian, which is like King even like remarks, he even looks back at Queen when he says the name and everything like that. And Sanji's just like, no, my leg can turn on fire because of his passion, which it might be actually because of like the whole German situation, in which case that's really cool that Sanji, well, it's kind of cool, but not really cool. It's cool that Sanji has the whole modified leg and everything like that. It doesn't really take away from Sanji. Just like, it's a nice little touch. I'm glad that Sanji has something type of deal. And it's actually interesting because King is just in his regular form. I don't think King took his hybrid form at all. I don't think he's in his hybrid form at all, which is like even like more devastating to think, wow, how powerful is King gonna be when he gets to his hybrid form? That's just, I cannot wait to see that. That is gonna be so exciting. And also, real quick, while we're on the topic, I have a real question to ask you guys. Okay, so when Zoro was using Conqueror's Haki, right, the type of Conqueror's Haki that, you know, I think personally is like advanced like Conqueror's Haki type of deal, like putting your will into the attack. When Zoro used Conqueror's Haki on the blades, right, he said that he did it by putting his all into the attack, right? So if Sanji is saying that the flames are possible because of his passion, his desire, right, what if Sanji is also, by using Diable Jamble, is also using Conqueror's Haki? What do you think? Or do you think that you don't want Sanji to have Conqueror's Haki? I'm a Sanji fan, so if they explain that as Conqueror's Haki as well, that'd be pretty dope. I doubt it, but that's pretty dope. If Oda really like slid that in there and said that his passion makes his fire possible, that means that, you know, Haki also has like an elemental factor to it, which is also really dope. There's a lot of theories on that, so you can look into that later if you also agree with what I'm saying. But man, I'm taking up a lot of time to do this review. But quickly to go through like the rest of this chapter, because after like, you know, the Zoro, Sanji, and King and Queen scuffle, there's really not much notable to talk about other than like the deity stuff that I mentioned in the beginning of the video. For one, we check back in with Ashura Doji and Jack, and they're continuing their fight. And Ashura Doji is actually doing a really good job, which I don't know if many people really expected him to do that. And his fight with Jack actually opened up a hole to the roof, which allowed him to go into his Sulong form, and I think he intends to end it right here and now. And then we switch back over to Pero Sparrow and Nekamamushi, and Nekamamushi is also in his Sulong form to avenge Pedro, which oh my god, I feel so bad for freaking Pero Sparrow. I feel bad. Like I know Pero Sparrow is a bad person. I shouldn't feel bad for him, but like Pedro blew himself up. But I miss Pedro too, so you know, it's a thin line between love and hate. But after that, we finally get to like the scene that like I'm sure a lot of you are waiting for. This is when Momonosuke actually is aged up, and we don't get to see Momonosuke in his human form. We only get to see Momonosuke in his dragon form, and it looks so dope. It looks so clean, bro. But from what Shinobu's saying, it kind of looks like, you know, like Momo might be looking like a young Odin. So if you guys all missed Odin, you're not getting Odin back. This is still Momonosuke, but you know, you're gonna have an Odin lookalike on their hands, because you know, I don't see any other reason why Shinobu would cry. And he looks like, the dragon form just looks so clean, bro. And Luffy and Momonosuke decide that they're gonna take back Wano, and I'm so happy and so excited for the next chapter. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this chapter. What are your thoughts? What are your questions? What are your concerns? Let me know about some of the little theories that I sprinkled in on this video. What do you think about those? And as always, I will see you in the next one. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to reach 200. Help me out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.